How is it going to help? Once again. So today, in today's session, we will be having a keynote of what is logical reasoning, how is it going to help you, not only in the upcoming Olympiad exams, like logical reasoning is a part of IMO, NSO, IEO, everywhere. But apart from this, if you want to learn logical reasoning, irrespective of Olympiads, logical reasoning is one such topic which would help you throughout your learning. It's not related only for the Olympiads. It has a very deep perception into your knowledge. So let's see logical reasoning in all these wide angles in today's session. Okay. So first, we will understand what is logical reasoning and why do we need it. That we will understand first. Next, we will see how is it going to help you. Either it could be your Olympiads or either it could be your general academics, whatever it is. How is it going to help you? Next, why special coaching for learning logical reasoning? That is, if you want to prepare for logical reasoning, why are we in need of special coaching for it? Next, how are these online classes which we are conducting, is that going to help you in developing your skills in logical reasoning? And last but not the least, after discussing so much about logical reasoning, we should know what type of questions will be there in logical reasoning exams. LR means whenever you come across the word LR, we are talking about logical reasoning. Okay. So what type of different questions you get as per your grades, right? From class 2 to class 8, you have different grades and different level of questions. So what are those type of questions? Let us see a sample question models. So these are the topics that we will be discussing for today. And at the end, you can have a scope of coming out with your queries and we will clear it for you. So let's start with introduction to logical reasoning. Now, the first question is, what is logical reasoning all about? Is it something which is learned in books only? The very first thing, before I show you anything or I explain you anything, the first thing that I want to tell all of you in the class is, logical reasoning is nowhere meant to a book or a particular chapter or a particular concept that you learn. And it is not even something which you are going to learn only if you are a part of Olympiad system. It is not something which you are going to learn only in schools. Logical reasoning is all relating to logics. Logics is one such thing which starts in your life even before you start speaking. Did you listen? What am I saying? Logic is something which relates to all of you, not in your schools, not in your Olympiads, not into your books. It is something which is relating all of you right from the stage before you have started speaking. Such an important thing is all about logic. Why? Because I'll give you a simple example. For example, at the very young age, when your parents are feeding you or when you're eating something or when you're coloring or whatever you're doing, if your hand is mess, like if your hand is dirty, what will you do? What is the basic logic that a child does when the hand is dirty? All is to make it neat. That is the logic. So the first action which is happening is your hand is dirty. For that, the logic or the reaction that you are looking for is to make it neat. So there to make it neat, what sources are you doing? Either you wipe it at the very young age, what do the children do? They just wipe it to their clothes. Then later on they understand, okay, hand is getting neat or not, clothes are becoming dirty. So they look for the other sources of external source, looking for a kerchief or a tissue or washing their hands, something like that. So all this is on logic soul. The very first thing, how will a child know how to make that hungry come down? So the only source, even when the child doesn't speak, is if you put something into the mouth, automatically it's got into the stomach. When it goes into his tummy, his hungry is gone. So these are all basic logics which human starts using at the very young age. So logic is completely related to us right from our young age. Okay, so logic is such important, well and good. Now, what is logical reasoning? Logical reasoning, if you want to know, you should understand the mental relationship between the cause and effect of reasoning. So the cause and effect, just now I said, hands are dirty, that is a cause. and you're washing your hands or you're trying to clean it up. That is the effect. So everything that we do every day is all about logics, which is obtained as a reaction for an action or as an effect to a cause. Reasoning is both art and science. That is something we understand and do as well. So reasoning is not something which is always read in books. We understand it and we do it as well. How do we understand it? Understanding is done in different ways. Like when your father or mother is questioning you something, what is the basic logic we do? We will wait until their question is completed, then we start speaking. This is a basic understanding that we have, that if one person is speaking, we let him speak completely, then we come back to our response. So this is a basic logic that we are understanding. How are we understanding this? Just by observing. How do the children, and how do at your young age you understand it? When you look into your parents, when your mama is speaking to your father listens, then he responds. So this is how you understand things, that is by observation or by experiencing. Like for example, if you are holding up a toy and you're playing, but all of a sudden when you hold up a scissor, it hurts you. So you understand that there is a sharp object and you're not supposed to touch it. So you do things by basic logics. And that logics, how are you getting? One, by observation, or by listening to your elders, or by experiences. This is all about reasoning. Logical reasoning is a key element for a sound critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Logics are fine. For every logic, there is a reasoning. That is also clear. Now, this logical reasoning is a key for what is critical thinking. Critical thinking is thinking out of the box at time of needs. Okay, when you have a situation, you are stuck out somewhere. What is the only way that you do? Either you call up your parents or you look out for the nearby helpers, something you do like that. But if a situation is going out your circumstances, then how wisely do you think to come out of that situations is all about critical thinking. It's not only related to a particular hard situation in real life. It could be in your exams. Like you have an exam, tough exam. You couldn't find enough time to prepare for it. You have hardly left with one evening to prepare for it. You have 3 chapters of exam. You hardly have one evening. How will you prepare for it? Now the thing is out of your box because you haven't planned before. You haven't prepared before. You don't have proper guidance. You are just left with one evening with 3 chapters to prepare for the next exam. So this is a critical situation. Now you need to think out of the box. How to plan your evening completely, categorize it with proper reasoning of your preparation. So whatever the logical reasoning is there, that will help you to improve your critical thinking. Critical thinking means thinking in a different way than the real perception. Like the simple thing that you can say is solving brain teasers, hot questions, the simple way that I can explain you according to your book knowledge. So when you want to solve a hot question or when you want to solve a brain teaser question, you need to think the same concept in a different way. So that type of thinking abilities will be developed by logical reasoning. So see how simple logics of life, which has certain reasoning, is related to logical reasoning and giving you a complete big bunch of critical thinking ability. That is all the importance of logical reasoning is. Now it is a foundation for maths, computer science, and many other disciplines. So as I've told you, the basic sciences, whichever you have, is completely somehow related to logic only. Even the computer science, if any of your parents are into the field of computers, you'll be listening from your parents that they do the programming, that these applications and all those things. Those all comes by basic logic only. Competitive exams such as science and math Olympiads aim to gauge children progress in their lifelong skills. That is what I said. Logical reasoning is nowhere related to only Olympiads. It is nowhere related to your exams. It is nowhere related to your school education. It is a lifelong skill. The more you use the ability of thinking differently, the more you gain the critical thinking, which helps you in a long run throughout your life. So now let's see how this logical reasoning is going to help you children. The first thing, strengthens the brain. That is what I said. So it gives more of thinking ability to the brain. Brain is only one such organ of the body which never gets tired. The more it works, the more sharp it becomes. Like if your hand is there, the more you work, it starts paining. It gets tired and it needs rest. But brain is one such thing which can mark much better the more you use it. So never make your brain sleep in the fridge. So always make it active so that you become more sharp. Enhance focus. The meaning of this point is it improves your concentration. Logical reasoning, the more you start solving logical reasoning questions, your concentration is improved. Why? Because there are many angles how logical reasoning could help you. Let us see what are those. Makes children practical. Practical in the sense, it helps you to think in a different way. Like, if this is not there, what would be the other cause? Okay, Papa is late from the office. What would be the reason? One reason, you would have more work in the office. The other reason, you would have stuck in the traffic. If this both is not possible, okay, today Saturday, Papa don't have more work in the office. Fine. The traffic is clear. What would be the other reason? So make out things different. So you need to think out in a different way. It improves your logical reasoning skills as a part of higher order thinking skills is an important objective of education. So the above points which I have been telling you so far, like these points, like strengthens your brain, this is your long life skill, enhances your focus, that is increases your concentration, this is a lifetime achievement, makes you practical, so it makes you think in a different practical situation, practical manner. This is all related to your lifelong terms, but this is something which is related to your education. Improves logical reasoning skills as a part of higher order thinking skills. Higher order thinking means thoughts. How can you solve different hard situation questions is all being improved by the logical reasoning only. The other one develops their problem solving skills, testing aptitude, analytical thinking, confidence, competitive spirit, and hence in an overall development at an young age. So this is the main point that you need to observe. So this will help you to improve your problem solving skills. Many children at very little age, you may feel that Olympiads are something which is completely different. It is more hard work than the regular academics. Never. Olympiad is all about thinking different. Olympiad is all about thinking different. It's not that learning more. If you are in class 4, Olympiad is not learning class 5 syllabus, class 6 syllabus. No. If anyone suggests you like that, say that is completely wrong. If you are in 4th class, you learn the same 4th class syllabus for Olympiad, but you learn it in a different way. You apply it in a different way. That is all about Olympiad. Now, how to apply it in a different way? How to think differently of the same concept? You all know the simple concepts of addition, subtraction. Now, what is difficult in addition, subtraction? Class 1, 2 we will be learning. So that is not a bigger thing. No, there is much things can be observed in addition and subtraction. How can you correlate addition to multiplication? How can you correlate multiplication to some other thing? How can you correlate subtraction to division? How is multiplication and division related? So there is a different way of thinking the general simple things. That means you are improving your problem solving skills, testing aptitude. To what extent you are making yourself mentally prepared to attempt a test. That means improvement in your performances of test. Analytical thinking, which is very, very crucial for today's world and today's generation children. Why? Because the more you are analytical, the more you are smarter. The more you are smarter, the more you are the topper. It's all about competition. Nowadays, the world is all about competitive spirit only. This competitive spirit should be always in a positive way. The other person is getting first rank, I'm going for second rank. It is not that I should make him come down to first rank. I mean, I should make him to come down to second rank. It is that how hard should I work to make myself in the first rank, to see what problem I am facing for not getting the first rank. That is all about this positive competitive spirit and confidence. When you are able to solve problems in a different way, and when you are able to increase your ability of attending the tests, and when your overall analytical thinking, the different thinking methods have been developed, your confidence will definitely be boosted to peaks. You will be the one with the complete confidence among your peers. That means among your classmates, friends, schoolmates, whoever they are. So logical reasoning is one such thing which gives you overall benefits throughout your life and your academics. That is what the benefits of logical reasoning. Now let's see, why should we have the online classes or special coachings for logical reasoning? Logical reasoning is a part of various, okay, it just missed out. It's a part of various Olympiads that you are learning. Like you have special preparations for IMO, and you don't need 1 second. Just a second. Just give me a second. 1 second. My mouse got stuck. Give me a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So I was telling logical reasoning was a part of various competitive exams, and special preparation is needed for logical reasoning exams, not only for supporting into a better score, but also to have a motto to lie strong foundation for the students for the upcoming competitive exams. So why do we need a special coaching? I was talking about why we need a special coaching. When you want to need a special coaching, logical reasoning is always a part of various concepts like NSO, IMO, IEO, whatever it is. Now, when it is a part, definitely you need a special preparation for it. Why? Because it is not a small part where you can ignore that saying that I know the basic logics, I can solve it. No, it definitely need a special coaching because you get different types of concepts in it. Once if you are prepared for it, the particular sections, like in IMO, you have a particular logical reasoning section in the paper. So if you want to attend that such section completely with a complete score, which can lead you to the complete highest score in IMO, you need a strong preparation for it. So that is why you need special coaching. Whereas the uniqueness of this program is to focus on extra edge of students' preparation and to sharpen their skills, giving them a head start and make them emerge as a toppers in the long run. So what is the meaning of it is, it is all about you need a special, different coaching. Uniqueness means you need a different approach to learn the concepts, which could help you to emerge as a long hold learners or toppers. How these classes that we are going to take up is going to help. Let us see that. The main features of our program are, we provide live classes for logical reasoning. Our online course books are available. You have reasoning workbooks, you have reasoning in IMO workbooks, you have different preparatory material, you have prep guides and many things, maths IQ books to learn for logical reasoning. And the batch size is small. The meaning of it is, once the classes are started, the class has a minimum strength, which could help you to see that you are able to learn the concepts clearly. And if you, when this batch is small, you have enough scope to interact with the teacher to clear your doubts. Simple tips and tricks. So when it is not always that maths and science have simple tips and tricks, logical reasoning have more. Why? Because it is all about the basic logics of what we already know. When it is alphabets, we know the basic logic. After A, you get B. What are the vowels? What are the consonants? How far is the first vowel from the second vowel? So these are the basics which already we know it. But how to use it in a different way is all about logical reasoning. So for that, we give you simple tips and tricks which could help you not only for solving Olympiad questions. Whenever you go for your competitive exams, even after your higher education, the same basic logic which you are learning today in a particular chapter will help you even there after 20 years. Challenging exercises. So we give you different level of challenging exercises right from basic level to intermediate level to higher level. Query sessions. So you have enough scope for clearing your doubts at each and every situation or at each and every chapter learning. Well-planned, timely assessments. So what is the meaning of it is, we do provide you enough practice material. Of course, I have suggested you many books for practicing reasoning. You have in IMO books, you have reasoning workbooks, you have maths IQ books. You have enough scope to practice it. But still, at the very basic level of practicing, after every session, you will be given assignment. At the end of every week, you'll be given a weekly test to practice what you have learned in that week. So you have enough timely assessment. That means we have completely planned out the program with timely assessments, which could help you to learn the things and practice there and then in appropriate time. The next part is, we have seen so much about logical reasoning as of now. What is logics? What is logical reasoning? How is it important to critical thinking? How it helps us throughout our life and in education? How strongly we need coaching for logical reasoning to make good score in Olympiads. All this we have seen. Okay. You have said so many things about logical reasoning, ma'am. But what sort of questions do we get in logical reasoning? That is also important. I can't imagine a question into my mind. I found a monkey is back of me, or a dog is back of. This is not all about the logical reasoning. That is a real life logics. But what sort of logical reasoning questions do we get which could correlate you into your basic learning? Let us. So in logical reasoning, you get different sets of questions of various types which could improve your skills. What are the basic methods of improving your skills? One is by observation, thought-provoking, multiple intelligence, and much more. So by observing the question, you will be getting certain questions where just by observing you need to answer. Certain questions will give you thought-provoking, means it helps you to think how differently you can use your basic knowledge. Multiple intelligence, how to correlate numbers with alphabets, how to correlate numbers with symbols, how to correlate shapes with numbers. So your multiple knowledges are being correlated. That is multiple intelligence. Now let's see certain basic types of questions that we get in logical reasoning. I'll show you a sample questions, children. The questions which I'm going to show you now are just sample, which is being graded here right from class 2 to class 8. By looking into a simple question, a grade 8 child doesn't think that the questions are going to be such easy. Or by looking into a difficult question, the grade 2 and 3 children need not be worried that the questions are going to be difficult. Since it is an orientation program, the children of various groups are here. We have planned our questions which could match every age group, at least one question for every age group. If a 7-year-old child has a question, 11-year child also has a question, and 13-year child also has a question. So we have planned the questions sequentially. So need not worry by seeing the difficult question, or do not chill out by looking at the very easy question. So the various types of questions that we get are patterns, series completion. The other name for patterns is series completion. When it is higher grades, we call it as series completion. When it is lower grades, we call it as patterns on numbers. Coding and decoding. Analogy and classification. Ranking test. Alphabet test. Embedded figures. Mirror and water images. Direction sense. Logical Venn diagrams, and much more. These are not only the topics. You have much more topics. And the topics which are mentioned here, the sample questions which have been shown, is not only those based questions you get. Like for example, in patterns, if I show a question on numbers, it's not necessary that all the times the questions are on numbers. It could be in figures also. In coding and decoding, if I show a number-based question, it's not necessary it should be always numbers. It could be numbers, it could be alphabets, it could be figures, it could be numbers and alphabets. So there could be a jumble of anything. So let's see a sample of all this time. In patterns are series. So this is one sample question. So when you are supposed to find this missing term in the series, how can we correlate it? Let us see. So you have different numbers, 6, 8, 10, 12 after this. So this is a skip count, which everybody right from class 2 can easily see. So everyone know that this is 14. But what shape should be for 14? That is what all about the logic is. So 14 is very simple thing. So this is a basic knowledge you have. I told logical reasoning is all about correlating the basic knowledge that you have with the logics of the real life. So here you have the basic logic, the basic knowledge that 6, 8, 10, 12, after that you get 40. This is your basic knowledge because you have already learned in your maths. Now, which shape is correct? Option A is also 14, B and D are also 14. Now, which shape is correct there? How to correlate it? This is about observation. How do we observe the question differently? If you observe here, there are 3 sides or 3 lines making this figure. In this, you have 4 lines making this figure. This figure is made by 5 lines. This figure is made by 6 lines. 1 second. See, 6 lines are used to make this figure. Whereas this figure is made by 8 lines. Now, did you observe any logic behind this number 3 and 6? This number 3 is made doubled. That is, you multiplied it with 2 to get 6. Similarly, this number is multiplied with 2 to get 8. 5 is multiplied to 10 to make it, multiplied with 2 to get it 10. That means we have observed a logic. What is the logic? Our basic knowledge is the number 14. But what shape is there? To know that logic, we have seen the figure. Why? Because the figure is only the changing thing. So we should observe the figure. What all things can be observed in the figure? Obviously, the lines in it. So if you observe the number of lines in the figure, you could see that the number of lines in the figure, when you double it or when you multiply it with 2, you get the number inside. So here you are getting 14. That means you should have the figure with 7 lines. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, this is having 7 lines. So A is your answer. Let us check B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 is the number of lines, and if you make it into 2, you are getting 10, which is not 14. So this is not the answer. And in these lines are only not there, so this could be not the answer. This number is 16, which is no way matching with 14, so this is not the answer. So that way you get the answer for this question as A, which is 14 with a figure with 7 lines. So the thing that you are observing here is all about, once again, so one second, sorry. The thing that you have observed here is all about applying the basic knowledge of numbers with the logic that you are observing in the figures. So you are developing your thinking skill by observing into the question clearly. Now there is one more question on coding and decoding. I said certain questions is all about just by observation. So here they gave numbers or they gave codes for the letters. Now the question is, what could be the code for the word credit? You have already seen that every letter is given a number. So just observe it and just apply it. So C is graded as 7. R is graded as 9. E is graded as 2. D as 4. I as 5. T as 0. So which is a matching number? 7, 9, 2, 4, 5, 0. 7, 9, 2, 4, 5, 0, which is option B. So this way, sorry children, you have been raising your hands to give the answers. I know that I could see your answers in the chat box also. But since it is an orientation program, I couldn't unmute you because there are many children in the class who would like to unmute to speak. So, but the unmuting option is only for query session. So hope you understand. So yes, it is option B. Like this. Just by observing, you are able to code out. That means you are relating the letters with the numbers. Now let's see analogy and classification. Analogy and classification is all about applying your basic knowledge. Like the question is a very simple question of standard basic levels. Like you are correlating your knowledge of how the things are related to. Like a bag and a book. How are they related? The book is kept in a bag. Now you have to correlate basket with something, which could be kept in a basket. You don't put pens, you don't put clothes, you don't even put caps into the basket. You just obviously put fruits and vegetables. So obviously option B is the answer. So you are just able to correlate your basic knowledge with the question. Let's see a question on ranking test. Ranking test is all about an interesting topic which helps you to grade things like who is first, who is last, who is in the line, who is in which place, who is in first rank, who is in fifth rank, who is in seventh rank, like that. So the ranks, it's not only related to the ranks of the people involved in that story. It could be relating alphabets also. Like when I start reading the alphabets, A, B, A to Z, A is in the first rank, Z is in the last 26th rank. But when I see the ranks from the reverse, Z is in the first rank, A is in the 26th rank. So this is how we observe the position of anything. Like look at this simple question. Here we have 5 friends. Swapna stood just after Megha. So if you consider the line in which they are following, Swapna stood just after the Megha. So when you are talking about the competition, the first person will start and it comes to the last person. Now they are saying Swapna is next to Megha. That means Megha is ranking much better than Swapna. Next, Riya. She also has only one girl behind her. Riya is in the 4th position. Why? Because totally you have 5 ranks. You have 5 ranks. In this 5 ranks, this is the first rank and this is the last rank. Here they said, of course, Megha and Swapna are related like this. Let them keep aside. Now, if you observe Riya, she has only one girl behind her. That means she should be in the 4th position. Why? Because she has only one girl behind her. Now, Megha is not first. So, Megha cannot be the first person. Or Megha cannot be here. Even Megha cannot be in the 3rd place. Why? If she is in the 3rd place, Swapna should be after her. But where is Riya is there? So obviously, Megha should be in the 2nd place, followed by Swapna. Why? Because if you put Megha here, where is the place for Swapna? No possibility. If you put Megha here, already Riya is back of her. So no possibility. They said Megha is not first. So automatically Megha should be 2nd. Then Swapna is 3rd. Now, Kirti is after Swapna. But Kirti is after Swapna, they said. So how is it possible we have arranged it in a different way? Now, Komal is before Riya. So, Riya. So, again, this matching is not possible because you have arranged the positions of Swapna and Kirti is after Swapna. So, you need to arrange Kirti here. Then you need to go for Komal. So, likewise, you need to observe the complete question clearly, then solve it. When you solve this problem completely, you get the Komal as the first person and Kirti as the last person. So this is how you need to observe the questions clearly. I've just shown a part of it. Since it's a bigger question, I've just shown a part of how to observe the statements one by one. I didn't show the complete question. So these type of questions would help you to think different. By looking at the 3 statements, we got confused that Megha is not first. That is one logic which is helping us. The second logic, Swapna should just after Megha. That means Swapna and Megha are following each other. That is Megha after Swapna. So this type of logics you need to apply, relate all them and solve the problem. Here you are using your multiple intelligence concept. Why is it thought-provoking? Means you need to observe. When there is only one girl behind, obviously she'll be in the 4th position. So this is giving you a thought. So now let's see the next part. So this is a sample children. Ranking test will be graded. This is a higher level question. So need not bother that all the questions will be of this type only. Questions will be easier for lower grades. Questions will be difficult for higher grades, depending on the level. So this is a higher level question. So need not bother that it is not understood. Since it is a bigger question and it is higher level question, it is not necessary that the lower class children should understand it. So don't bother if you don't understand it. Alphabet test. When coming to alphabet test, what happens? Alphabet test is all about how do you use alphabets in different ways. Like how many words could be formed from the given word. Like for example, let us consider there is a word called treatment. There are many letters in this word. Now there could be a question of which words could be formed from this. Can you form a word ear from this? Yes. Can you form a word treat from this? Yes, treat is already there. So like this, can you form a word ant from this? Yes, it is there. Can you form a word angle from this? No. Why? You don't have G and L in these letters. So alphabet test is all about observing the given alphabets and seeing for the possibilities. That means you should have a complete understanding of the alphabets. How should they be arranged? Which are the possibilities? Which are not the possibilities? These are the basic things that you need to observe. Like using these letters, they have given the name rankings also for them. Now, in which order? They have given you 4 options. You need not even worry of how should you think. 4 options are also given. You need to observe the options carefully and decide which will make you a meaningful word. Like, see here, let us try with the first one. 3 means W, 1 means E, 5 means I, next 2 means G, 4 means H, T is 6. What is the word form? The same if you observe between the first and the second options, you see W, E, I, G, it is TH. So you should have a good understanding of your English language to find the actual spelling of the word weight. It is a word forming weight. Now, whether it is W-E-I-G-H-T or W-E-I-G-T-H, this is the logic. So you are correlating your English language with the basic observation and jumbling. That means you are thinking the jumbled word by looking into their ranks with the knowledge of your English language. So you get out the answer. So to confuse you, only these type of options will be given. There comes out your actual knowledge of English. So let's see a question on embedded figures. Embedded figures is nothing but a part of the figure will be given. You will be looking from which whole figure that part has been taken. Embedded means being a part of or being hidden in it. Hidden part. We can even call it as the hidden part we are searching for. Now, in which option, in which complete figure would that part be? Here you can see you have a slant line, 2 slant lines, one bigger and smaller in the same direction. Here, if there is a bigger line, is there any smaller line in between? So this is not possible. Here also you can see one big slant line followed by one big in the top, but one in the middle is not there. Now we will observe B and C. Here you can observe the slant lines like this. Here also one is there, here also one is there. But here, exactly in the middle you have. Here you can observe, okay, if you take the top part, this is closer and this is far away. But here, both the places, it is as equal distances as in the given figure. So when you are looking for the hidden parts, you are not only supposed to look for the shape, you are supposed to look for the size also. So that is what embedded figure. Embedded figure helps you observe the given figure clearly, completely as per their dimensions. Dimensions means as per their sizes. So it is option C. Let's see mirror and water images. What is a mirror image? This is a question on mirror image. So let's talk about mirror image. Mirror image is nothing bigger thing. Mirror image is what you see into the mirror. You stand in front of a mirror, you look into the mirror. That is what mirror image is. If you are standing in front of the mirror, you are shown. If you put a word in front of the mirror, the word is shown. If you put a picture in front of the mirror, the picture is shown. That is all about the images. But what happens when you take an image? Like for example, okay, in a mirror, how you look, it may be confusing for certain children at the very basic stage. All of you know taking selfies. Even a 5 years old child also takes selfie, isn't it? When you have an ice cream in the hand and when you take up a selfie, you are eating ice cream in the right hand. But in the selfie, it shows that you are holding the ice cream in the left hand. Why? That is the magic of mirror. Mirror image has only one simple concept. Not only now, even the tip which I'm going to give you now about mirror image, not only now, throughout your Olympiads, even after 20 years, if you're writing any competitive exam, it will be helping you. Mirror image always follows one single rule. It shows left as right, right as left. That's it. Mirror has only one logic. It shows left as right, right as left. That means interchange between left and right. Now here you observe this umbrella is showing a curve towards the right side, but in the image it shows the curve towards the left side. So where is the left side curve? Only in this option. Do you have in any other option where the mirror is the image is having left side curve in the umbrella? No. So this alone option, this alone logic is enough to understand. So mirror image is all about change between left and right observations. That's all. These type of tips. Now I've given a tip how to observe a mirror image. This type of tips will be given to you in every chapter when you attend the logical reasoning classes. This is not only going to help you in the current situation. Like in 4th class, if I solve water images, this is going to help. No, even after 20 years, if you write a competitive exam and if you have mirror images, there also this only will help. So such important tips and tricks will be told to you, which can be helpful to you throughout your life of applying logical reasoning. So the next one is like this. Direction sense test. So this is one more important thing. It may be in higher classes. It's not for primary classes. It could be in higher classes. So you need to see when you solve these type of questions, you need to be very careful of how, in what direction is the picture moving. In which direction is the picture moving? You need to observe. What is the direction? First, they said she takes half turn to the left and 5/8 times in the right side. So they are giving different. This is a higher level question. Again, I tell you, please do not feel if you don't understand. Okay, children? For lower grades, again, I'm telling. So now let us see this question. How is it possible? First, the person, Tisha. Tisha is facing the Doraemon. Doraemon means she is looking into this direction. In this direction, she is there. She is taking half turn left. Again, whenever you are solving a direction sense chapter, there are basic tips. What are the basic tips? Left turn means anti-clockwise, right turn means clockwise. This tip again is helpful to you throughout. So let us see. Left side means anti-clockwise, so half turn. So it goes to the Tweety. Now again, 5/8 right side. So 5/8 means check for 5 parts out of this total 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means from here, she's coming back to the Minnie Mouse. So Minnie Mouse is the answer. So this way, we are solving the questions just by basics, logics, and observing. And you need to have a knowledge of what is half, what is 5/8, what is left turn, what is right turn. So this basic concepts you need to correlate with your basic logicals. Then you are able to solve the questions by observations. So let's see the next question. Logical Venn diagram. Logical Venn diagram is nothing about, this says how logically you are able to understand the things around you. Logical Venn diagram is nothing but, like for example, here is a question on females, doctors, and patients. If I consider these three sets of people in terms of circles, how will I be able to correlate it? Like some females will be doctors, but all females are not doctors. Are all doctors female? Females means woman. Is every woman a doctor? No. Is every doctor a woman? No. Some women are doctor. Is every woman a patient? No. Is every patient a woman? No. Can a doctor be a patient? When you have to say, ma'am, how will a doctor be patient? Why can't? Doctor is not a human. He can be a patient. He or she can be a patient. Sometimes doctors also become patients. So there is a relation between the simple things which you are learning. You all know what are women. You all know what are doctors. You all know who are patients. You know about all these things. But what if this all are put together? It is analytical thinking. So it is developing your analytical thinking. You have given a scope to think with multiple intelligence. What if a doctor is a patient? Why can't a patient be a doctor? A doctor is going in a vehicle. He was struck by a lorry. He became a patient. By treating constantly with corona patients, the doctor himself became a corona patient. So there are situations. So you are supposed to think logically of what are the possibilities. Like in this case, you see the answer is C. Why? Because if you consider the first circle as the woman, the second circle as a doctor, the third circle as a patient, some women could be patients, some patients could be women. Why? Because all the women need not be patients. Some could be patients. The same way, some could be doctors, and some good doctors could be patients. And there will be scope where some females who are doctors are also patients. So likewise, you are supposed to apply your situations and see for the apt figure which is matching the given content and which are the possibilities and apply. Your basic knowledge is, you know, females, doctors and patients. But how differently you can apply it helps you to improve your analytical skills. So this is all about the various types of questions that you get in logical reasoning. Not only this, you have much more, but these are a sample of it. And not necessary that all the questions which I have explained now, just as some have explained completely, some have explained only part. But it is not necessary that you didn't understand, you have to understand it now. It could be at higher level, so you can understand it as per your level questions, so need not go. So this is all about the basics of logical reasoning. Now we have query session. Over to you, Usha ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for wonderful insight about the logical reasoning and how this logical reasoning classes will be going to help you. So I'm just unmuting the participants. So if they have any queries, they can ask or they can write in the chat box as well. So first, please raise your hands so that we can take the queries one by one, because all the queries cannot be taken all together. Yes, first we have Aman, name Aman. Please ask your query.
मैम क्या जो लॉजिकल रीजनिंग में कुछ क्वेश्चंस आते हैं जिसके अंदर कुछ हमें अल्फाबेट्स होते हैं, उसके अंदर हमें सिंबल्स या नंबर निकाल के करने होते हैं, तो उसको वो मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है कैसे करने हैं.
Can you just repeat the question of the child, please?
I think he's asking about, there are few questions in logical reasoning in which symbols are there.
Okay. So you need to observe, are the symbols related to any alphabets or any numbers? Like certain concepts you have questions relating symbols to alphabet numbers. In certain cases, only symbols are used. Not only the special symbols like percentage, dollar, at the rate. Not only this, you have different symbols used. Basing on the topic you are learning, the question will be changed. So on a general, we can't say that all the symbol questions are going to be same type. Depending on the topic, if it is coding, it will be a different way. If it is patterns, it will be in a different way. So depending on the concept, it varies here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Aman. We have Vishank. So Vishank, please ask your query.
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, how many sessions in this, ma'am? Logical reasoning for grade 8, ma'am.
For grade 8, there will be 20 sessions.
Only 20, ma'am. That I heard something that 25 to 30 sessions are there.
It depends on the subject also. For maths and science, we have more sessions, but as compared to logical reasoning. For logical reasoning classes, there are 20 sessions.
Only 20
all the topics, yes, all the topics will be covered in these sessions along with practice questions.
Okay, ma'am. Daily, the weekly test and assignments are given, ma'am. PDF.
Yes. Weekly test once in week and assignments after every sessions will be given.
PDFs, worksheet, everything, just like that online class of math.
Yes. Just like maths and science, worksheets will be given, and the PPT that we teach in the class, that also be shared in the PDF format through portal.
Okay, okay. Okay, ma'am. The chapters in online, what do you say, NCO logical reasoning book, that syllabus you covered.
Yes,
lot.
whatever the syllabus is defined by Science Olympiad Foundation for logical reasoning, which is included in your science, maths, and cyber Olympiad. These
Hmm.
syllabus are covered in these classes.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we have Divyansh Sahai. Please ask your query.
Ma'am, will there be a prep guide for this also?
Sir, there is
ma'am.
no hard copy or hard
No,
book
ma'am.
is
Actually,
provided.
prep guide will not be there. For this, you have Olympiad reasoning books are there, reasoning workbooks are there, and you even have this in the part of IMO workbooks, and also you have maths IQ books for this.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Shaunak, we have Shaunak.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how many sessions are going to be there for class 5?
20 sessions will be there for all the grades
For
from
all
2 to, yes.
Okay, and is Miss Padma Priya going to take the classes? Because my son attended a Vedic mathematics class 3 months back, and he was really happy with her teaching. So, if yeah,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, first of all.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this feedback. For class 5, I think we have different teacher.
okay, okay.
But don't worry about the teaching pattern. It would be same, and the curriculum which would be followed would be same.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, Deepti, please ask your query.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. I have a query. My daughter, she's in grade 2. Do they have any Olympiad exam for grade 2? And if so, what is the syllabus? What is meant for grade 2, which would help her to learn logical reasoning?
Okay, grade 2, for grade 2, we have Olympiad exam. That can be, you can find more information about the exam through the SOF website, which is info at the rate, sorry, sofworld.org. I'll write in the chat box also. And those students who want to enroll for online classes for logical reasoning, I'm sharing the chat box. I'm sharing the link in the chat box also.
Actually, ma'am, Olympiad exams are there for every children right from class 1 onwards, ma'am. So it could be science, English, maths, reasoning. So there are even cyber Olympiad. There are many Olympiads. So the child is eligible to take up the Olympiad exam if he is in the class 1 onwards. So depending on the grade, the exam will be there. And logical reasoning for primary grades will be in subject, like in maths, science also you have, in cyber Olympiad also you have. So since they are in primary grades, logical reasoning is a part of every Olympiad subject.
Okay, so there is no separate logical reasoning.
Is there?
test for-
That is also there, ma'am. That is also there. But depends on the grades. I'm not sure of the grades. But
Correct.
logical
Because
reasoning,
last year in grade 1 it was not there. So
Yeah, ma'am.
I'm not so sure about grade 2.
so that's what, ma'am. It is about the grades. I'm not sure about the grades because we are
Okay.
not into the technical team. So I'm not sure of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But you can find all this information in the website that ma'am is giving you in the chat box.
Okay.
I have written the SOF website name also in the chat box. So you can find the syllabus from which grade to grade this is available, and the syllabus and the exam dates as well.
Okay. And ma'am, what are the batches for grade 2?
For grade 2, you are asking about logical reasoning or other classes?
Logical reasoning.
Okay. For logical reasoning, we have classes starting from next Wednesday, for coming Wednesday. And so if you are interested, you can enroll in
Since
that.
the child is in batch class 2, she'll be coming under the level 1 category. So
Yes.
she'll be enrolled into the level 1 category.
Okay.
If she's interested.
Only the ma'am concern is the school is in the afternoon. So it's like Monday to Friday, which ends at 5:30. Kids come back home by 6 o'clock. So if one class is on Wednesday, one class is on Saturday, Saturday one, they can definitely attend if it's in the evening or any day, any time of the day. But if it's Wednesday, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, it's not possible for them to attend if it's an afternoon school. right?
Okay, but ma'am, for most of the kids, the classes are in the morning hours, like up to 4 o'clock. So that's why we have kept that in mind, and I mean, we have scheduled the time according to that.
Okay,
So
but will there be any weekend batch?
for logical reasoning, ma'am, there won't be a weekend batch because
Okay.
yes. So you can, if you, I mean, if it is convenient to you, you can refer to the recordings on Wednesday, and then you can take up the session, live session on Saturday. And if you have any queries in that, you can ask on Saturday.
Okay, and do we have an access directly to contact the teacher?
Ma'am, you can ask the topic related queries in the class itself if the child has any query. And if apart from that, if you have any query, you can share it through mail also, mtgonlineclass@mtg.in, or we will give the WhatsApp number also. We'll add you into the WhatsApp group also where you can post your queries.
Okay.
Once you if you have a query and if it is given in the WhatsApp, ma'am, it directly reaches the teacher, and the teacher, he or herself, will be giving the response for your query.
Okay. And may I know, like, who will be the teacher for grade 2 logical reasoning?
Padma Priya ma'am will be the teacher for grade 2, so it would be
Okay.
good. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, ma'am. I will think about it and enroll soon.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome, ma'am. Okay, we have Zara. So we have last two who have their queries. So Zara, please ask your query.
Ma'am, this is a doubt related to the test paper I have written in the chat box. Because I
Okay.
think in different grades there will be different type of test papers.
In the test, tell us what question type or questions we are doing. What test, dear? What test are you talking about?
This logical reasoning you had told us that some will be like mirror images, some will be water images. So
yes. Whenever you're talking about any particular type of question, it will be related to chapter wise. They will categorize it chapter wise. You will be given coaching chapter wise. We will teach you the concept chapter wise, and by seeing the question, after which question is from which chapter and how to solve it.
okay, ma'am.
Yes. Next we have
Thank you,
Aditi.
Zara. Thank you, Zara. Aditi Upadhyay, please ask your query.
Good evening, ma'am. This is regarding the syllabus. Like we have different Olympiad exams, Silver Zone Olympiad also, right? So you'll be covering only SOF or syllabus or Silver Zone Olympiad exam as well.
Silver Zone is a complete different publication. SOF is nowhere related to Silver Zone. So we are two different companies. So we are nowhere related to them. We take up the syllabus as per our syllabus criteria, and which will be all completely provided in the site which is given in the chat box.
It is based on SOF?
Yes, ma'am. It's completely based on SOF syllabus.
So you have any idea what is the difference between the syllabus like Silver Zone and...
Ma'am, it's not about what is the difference between Silver Zone and SOF. It's all about the difference between two ABC companies. Every company has their own standards. And when it comes into the syllabus difference, if you talk about, we purely concentrate about the age and the knowledge of the child. Like our main motto would be that a 4th class child is never deviated. Either it could be maths, science, reasoning, irrespective of any subject. Our SOF syllabus or our program or our concepts are planned in such a way that his learning is never deviated beyond 4th class. He should, if he is having the basic knowledge of class, with that knowledge only, how will he be able to think differently to attend Olympiad is all about our SOF program. Irrespective of others, we don't want to talk about others.
Okay.
Yes, we have Vicky, ma'am.
Hello.
Aisha, we have, sorry.
Hello, ma'am. This is Aisha's mother speaking. I have a question about reviewing whether you'll be covering, SOF Olympiad exam test papers in the form of assignments to students, or will you be covering them as part of your presentation itself during the classes? the question paper answers,
Ma'am, firstly, I would like to tell that when it is a case of any session, either it be maths, science, or reasoning, when we take up a chapter, for example, our chapter is, let me take up the numbers. Numbers is our chapter, or let me take up what mirror image is my chapter. When I take up the chapter, firstly, I will tell what concept, then I give what are the tips to solve it, then various practice questions will be given. After the practice questions are done, there will be a complete section of the questions which have come from the previous papers. That is, which is in the workbooks. The questions in the workbooks are all from the previous year's papers only. So there will be a scope of all those scope of whatever the questions coming in previous paper, the child has a practice of it.
That's great, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. And if at all they have any doubts after completing online assignments, one is I heard that I can send the query on the WhatsApp message itself.
Yes.
There be an email ID also shared with us
Yes.
of the teacher. So,
Yes.
we can ask the query along with screenshot or something.
Yes, yes, yes.
That will be given.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely it will be provided to every child. Whenever you have even a query on a single question, either it could be assignment, worksheet, or weekly test, or even from the class or beyond from the class, like if the child is learning water images and he is looking into the workbook, which is no way question in the class or it is not in the worksheet, but he is learning from the workbook. He has a doubt in it. So he can write to the WhatsApp number that so and so chapter, so and so question, I have a doubt, ma'am. The teacher will definitely revert to it.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we have Vicky.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My query is like, since we have only 20 to 25 classes, will we be able to cover all those questions? Say, for example, in a particular chapter, one chapter will be completed in how many days, ma'am? Is it 2 days or?
Ma'am, it's not about how many days we are taking up a chapter or how many hours we are working a chapter. Like if you take maths, reasoning, science, such subjects are such vast that if you even study daily, they are not going to be end. It's all about not studying daily. You're not going to learn anything daily from the same chapter. It's all about how you are applying your knowledge of the chapter in various situations. So for that, when we take up a chapter, it will depends upon the size. It could be 2 sessions, 1 session, or 4 sessions, depending on the size. What all different types of questions there is a scope, all will be covered and all will be properly practiced.
Okay, within that specific time, or everything will be covered. All the chapters will be covered.
Yes, ma'am. All the chapters within the specific time prescribed in the syllabus will definitely covered for that level.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, one more query. What if our school it has not yet been registered for the Olympiad, ma'am? If registration is not been done from the school, then can we do it individually?
I am not clear of it. Usha ma'am will be answering your query for this.
Okay, those who are interested for the Olympiad exam, so they may reach out to their school if they are registering for SOF Olympiad exam or not, or else they can share their school contact details. So we will share it to our team so that they can contact your school.
Okay, ma'am. Individually, participation is not there, ma'am. Only through school only. We need to
yes, this year school Olympiad exams are through schools only. So because majorly, most of the schools register for SOF Olympiad exams, and that's why.
But if at all, if there is a scope, you can call up to the number or to write. You can write out to the site, ma'am. They'll give you the information. If there is a scope for individual enrollment, also they will tell you there.
Okay.
You can write mail to info@sofworld.org. I'll write the mail ID in the chat box.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, welcome. Okay, so I hope we are done with the queries, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session. Okay, one more person I can see, Saraswati.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. You may ask your question. Okay, I think there is no question.
Hello, ma'am. Can you listen to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we need books because we don't have any book. or logical reasoning or other maths and science, we have registered for these two test subjects. But we don't have books. So which book we have to purchase?
Ma'am, when it is coming to the matter of which books you are purchasing, after every session, right from the first session onwards, we will show our ending slide would be the books suggested for the preparation. Like if it is IMO, if you have enrolled for IMO, and if the child is in class 4. So for class 4, what books are prepared, used, like prep guides, IMO workbooks, which books are suggested, we show including the title page. We will give you the information in the PPT itself. But still, if you feel that you are not able to look into it and you are not able to identify the book, you can write to our WhatsApp number. They'll give you the detailing of the book and where and how to purchase. They'll give you all the details for every subject: maths, English, science, logical reasoning, everything.
Okay, so I think we can end up the session now.
Yes, ma'am.
So one has asked how many online tests will be there in the chat box. So after every class, there will be an assignment of 5 questions related to the topic. And on every week, I think there would be around 10 or 11 weekly tests will be there, in which 15
How
or more
many weeks
questions
the
will be.
syllabus is there, that many weekly tests will be also be there.
Yes, so whatever number of weeks are there in your entire sessions, every week you will get a test.
Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so madam, you will give print sheets, right, to take printouts and do the test, or there will be online test?
It will be an online test. We will provide access to the portal, and those who have registered, they will receive the mail by Monday about accessing the portal, where they have to apply a code. So they will be assigned the logical reasoning courses where they can access the recordings, and they will be accessing the tests and assignments online.
Yeah, madam, why I am asking this, because see, I have all the reasoning books and material, but my kid will do only if it is online, so he will get interested. So that is why I am asking. So yeah.
Yes, every test is there online. So even after submitting your questions, you can see the answers also immediately if your question is wrong or right. So you will get the result also instantly.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you
Ma'am,
so much.
there is a child, Anisha, who has been constantly raising her hand and she's waiting for her turn. I think she is not able to raise her hand in the chat, participation list. So I think she needs to be given a chance.
Anisha. Yes, Anisha, please tell me.
I don't know the shapes question, so that's what.
That is what, dear. If it is a questions, see, it is an orientation program. We can't take up a chapter completely to explain now. So when it is a part of a chapter and when the classes are starting, there you'll be explained clearly all this. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Aditya. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. This is Aditya's father. Ma'am,
Okay,
I want to ask that whatever material you are giving in online, can we download all these things, or we have to go online, then we have to check this out?
Sir, the material that we are giving is for online accessing, so it can't be downloadable. It cannot be downloadable from the portal. So
And PDF,
you
as well
can
as PDF also.
Sorry, sir, I couldn't hear.
Even PDF, sir.
also.
Yes, PDF is also online only, but you will be having an activation enough time so that the child can have enough practice, sir. Even if download is not possible,
so
the
it
child
will be available.
It
will be available. Yes, it will be available throughout the session, so you can access it as many as time till the exams are there.
Okay. And after level 1, for level 2, will there be any classes, logical reasoning classes?
So for level 2, we'll have to see about that, and after the results is announced for level 1, then if any announcement is there, then we will announce after that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think.
Yes, sir. One more query is there. Suhail, Masha. Yes, sir.
Classes falls in public holiday. It will be cancelled or postponed or something.
Sorry.
The query is not clear to me.
Actually, there is a public holiday on the day of the class.
No, sir. On public holidays, the classes will not be there. If it is any public holiday, there the class will be skipped, given to the next day.
Okay,
Where
ma'am.
timetable will be provided to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So I think we can end up the session now.
Yes. ma'am.
Thank you all. Thank you, Priya ma'am, for joining this wonderful session. So we are ending this meeting now here. Okay.
So bye, children. Bye for now. Hope to see you all back into our sessions.
Yes,
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.